During National Black History Month in the month of November, my students were actually able to learn about Saint Josephine Bakhita and how she was born into slavery, just beaten, tortured by the people who had enslaved her. But then she chose to turn her heart, and she actually even forgave the people who tortured her. And my kids found that so amazing. They learned about her, and they were actually able to see her and how beautiful she was. And I think she was, the good part about that was the fact that they learned about her, not just learning about who she was as a person and who she was as how she became a saint, but it was her heart was the most important part. And I think that's even important too. Even when you're treated poorly, even when you're treated unfairly, you still have to have a heart. Your heart can be changed by God. That's the only person that can do it. And I think because of who God is the reason why we are who we are. I tell my kids, I can't force you to get a relationship with God, but if you can't use another example of who God is and how he can change you, using Saint Josephine Bakhita would have been would be one of the best examples. Beaten, tortured, just treated like almost like an animal, and then you move forward, and I can go to the Jim Crow era where people were fighting for their rights, sitting at lunch counters, beaten, tortured. The same thing, beaten and tortured. Some hung, wanting to be a better, seen as a better individual, but at the same time, people were still able to forgive. And that's what I want my children to see that too. So I don't want them to always see the negative side of it. There's also always a positive side. I think that God is truly, is our true reason to be here, and I think we're just vessels. We're just here on a temporary pass, and we're just passing through. But what we do here is the most important part. So I'm glad I was able to give my kids that, and they were learning about other saints as well. But I think that really gave them some insight on not just a black saint and not just black people, but how people can overcome major triumphs. And that's the most important part about Black history and National Catholic Black history as well, that they are able to really show how people can overcome and still be high achieving people, great people that we all remember. So we're not just talking about them, but not just talking about them, but talking about them correctly, giving them the respect to give the proper information about people of color.